My name is Damon Brown of DamonBrown.net. My goal is to help you as a side hustler, as a solopreneur, or any other type of non-traditional entrepreneur, whether you're in the corporate world or if you're independent like myself. Today we're going to talk about how to ask a really tough question and get an honest answer. And it might be simpler than you think. I'm pulling on the advice of Michael Bungay Stanier. I always screw up your last name. Sorry, Michael. And I've actually talked to him online briefly, and I love his work. He's actually a coach. He's part of this company, or founded a company called Box of Crayons. Really cool stuff that they're doing up there. I think they're over in Canada. I want to say in Toronto, but don't quote me on that. But they're up in the Canadian area. He has a cool book out called The Advice Trap. I got it a while ago. I loved it. I dog-eared it. I shared it with all my coaching friends. Otherwise, I don't have a copy of the book in my hands, but I'm actually passing it around. So congrats, Michael, on the awesome book. He talks about it in there. The key to getting someone to give you an honest answer to a tough question is to begin it with what. Begin it with what. Not how, not why, but what. There's a few different reasons behind that. The first one is that what actually gives that level of curiosity. So it's like, what were you thinking? Where were you? What? See, I can't even do it now. What was your intention with this? What did you think was going to happen? See, and I'm the parent of two kids. My background is journalism, and they're just as curious and as tough as I am. And so I've had a lot of practice with working on how to ask, what happened to the toilet? What are you doing? As opposed to why did you do it? The challenge with why, let's break it down with different beginnings of questions. The problem or challenge with why is that why goes into judgment. So why says, why would you do that? If you're saying, why would you do that? Then you're basically saying, I would never do that. You don't make any sense. I've been there before. I'm not judging you if you use why. I might have used why earlier this evening. I can't remember. But if you're saying why, it connotes I'm judging what your decision was. So I already don't trust your instincts in that decision. Maybe that was a bad call. So I'm going to call you on it. So why, which is a natural human instinct, gets us into that area of judgment. How gets us into the area of justification. So that can get us, and Michael talks about this really well in the advice trap, that gets into the area of how did you do that? What are the details? And it's easy for someone to frankly have a escape plan and be like, well, I clogged the toilet, talking about my own kids. How I clogged the toilet was I stuffed all my toys in there, put a bunch of toilet paper in there, and stuffed more toys in there, and then put my foot in there. That doesn't help you. That doesn't answer the question, right? If you say, why did you do that in the toilet? Then that connotes some type of judgment. If you say, what did you do to the toilet? Then they can start to explain their rationale about it. And there's a little bit of a different flow with it. Again, what shows curiosity? What do you mean? You have a legacy. What did you intend to do? The second part, and Michael really hits it home in the advice trap, is what asks for their version of the truth. Again, what asks for their version of the truth? What did you think was going to happen? What was your intention? What is the thing that you expected from this event? And especially if it didn't happen, then you're essentially saying, I'm trusting you to take me on this journey. Help me understand. If you say why, see the finger coming out, why? Then it's like, I don't trust you on this journey. I don't trust where you're going. You shouldn't trust yourself. And if you say how, then you're asking for a level of granular detail that makes it easy to mistake the forest for the trees, or not to see the forest for the trees. It's more accurate. So number one, when you end up starting something and you want to get an answer with what, number one, it gives a level of curiosity. And number two, it gives a level of you wanting to understand their version of the truth. And it trusts them enough so that you're giving enough trust to them so that you're saying, I trust that you had good intentions with this. what's your version of the truth? And their version of the truth might actually mesh with yours. It might even be a better or more interesting version of the truth that might enlighten everyone involved. But we don't know that if people can answer the questions. My background is journalism, so this was a fascinating thing for me. I hope it helps you as you have these conversations. I've been independent for decades now, and so negotiating contracts, interviewing people that I became co-founders with, this stuff is super valuable, and I hope it's valuable to you as you work on your business and career. If you want more insight into the resources that you have and how to maximize them, come on over to buildfromnowquiz.com, buildfromnowquiz.com. It's based on my upcoming book, Build From Now, How to Know Your Power, See Your Abundance, and Nourish the World. It's coming out January 28th, 2021. If you're listening before that, then you can actually pre-order it and get a special gift if you get it directly from me. You can do that at buildfromnowquiz.com or over at damonbrown.net. Do that before January 28th. Afterwards, you can still come through, get signed copies, and even get a box set of my previous books and Build From Now quiz, or Build From Now. But if you go to Build From Now quiz, it's free. It's a few simple questions. Hundreds of y'all have taken it. I so appreciate the support and me allowing me to support you and give you insight into what your best resources are. If you have grabbed the book already or pre-ordered, it'll give you a really good prep for the book. If you've already read the book and you're listening to this afterwards or watching afterwards, then it'll give you good insight to the book itself, which has chapters dedicated to each of the resources and how they intertwine. Anyway, hope this was helpful. Remember to always bring your worth and that you can always build from now. Take care.